Okay, so now let's talk about the names of our keys. So every key on the keyboard has a name. Some of them have two names. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. So in English, our English alphabet goes from A to Z. But in music, our musical alphabet goes from A to G, and then it repeats. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. It doesn't go to H, it restarts again at A. So on the piano, we already talked about how to find a middle C. So let's do that again just to make sure that we know how to do that. So right in the middle of the keyboard, you have your group of two black keys. So if you find that, and then find the white key directly to the left of it, and that's going to be your middle C. So if this is C, and we just keep going down, this is going to be B, and this will be A. Okay, so we've got A, B, C, and now let's go up. D, E, F, G, and now this is not H, this is going to restart again at A. B, C, D, E, F, G, A, etc. So you can name all of your white keys using that knowledge that we just talked about. So let me show you what I have here. So this will be linked in the resources section. And this shows you the name of every one of the keys on the piano. Okay, so you can see all of those white keys that we talked about. Now, what I would recommend is that you get really good at learning the names of the white keys before you move on to the black keys. So drill yourself on those white keys. Let's see if you can find every C on the keyboard. So you know your C comes to the left of those two black keys. This is your C. So let's see if you can find every C. Okay, so I got my two black keys there. This is my C. Got some more, another group of two black keys here. Okay, this is my C. And then you can go up. Two black keys, this is my C. And then etc. So see if you can find every C on the piano. Okay, and then choose a different letter name. So let's say D. So how can you find D? You know that D is right in between the two black keys. So now see if you can find D everywhere it is. Same thing, E. Group of two black keys, right to the right of it, you know that's your E. So now see if you can find your E everywhere, etc. F is going to be the group of three black keys directly to the left. So see if you can find every F. So I would recommend drilling yourself on those note names because these are very, very important. This is one of the foundations before we do anything else. Before we learn chords and all the fancy stuff, we have to know the names of the keys on the piano. So drill yourself on those white keys. And now let's talk about the names of the black keys. So the black keys are interesting because, as you notice on the graphic on the screen, they actually have two names. Each black key has two names. Just like us, some people have a first name and a middle name. Some people have two last names. So most of us have two names. And so our black keys as well have two names. They have what we call a sharp name and they have a flat name. So you can see at the top here, I have the sharp symbol. The sharp symbol is what we now know as a hashtag. Okay, some people call it a pound sign. Well, hashtag is probably the most familiar nowadays. And so this is called a sharp, and that's just a musical term. It just means to the right. So sharp is to the right. And then our lowercase b here looks like this. That's called a flat. And again, that's just a musical term, and that means to the left. Okay, so let's talk about how this works. So let's say we have our C. We're going to talk about our sharps first. Okay, so we have our C note, and then we go to the black key right to the right of it. So C sharp. Because it's a C to the right is C sharp. And you can see that's exactly how that is notated right here. Got your C sharp. All right, now if we take D and we go D to the right, we get D sharp. Let's take F. F to the right is F sharp. G to the right is G sharp. A to the right is A sharp. And you only have 5 black keys. These all repeat. Okay? So you basically only have 5 black key names to learn. So you've got your C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, G sharp, and A sharp. So those are the sharp names of your black keys. And now, because we said that every black key has 2 names, we also have flat names. So the flat name, as we said, means to the left. So what we have here is we have D. If we take D and then go to the key right to the left of it, that's going to be D flat. D to the left is D flat. E to the left is E flat. G to the left is G flat. A to the left is A flat. And B to the left is B flat. So again, you've got 5 black key names that have flat names. So this is D flat, E flat, G flat, A flat, and B flat. And you see those listed on the screen here, and this resource again is available for you as well. So you notice that each of your black keys has 2 names. It has a sharp name and a flat name. So let's just review. So this black key here is going to be C to the right, so C sharp, and it's also going to be D to the left, D flat. This one is going to be D to the right, so D sharp, and it's also E to the left, E flat. This one is going to be F to the right, so F sharp, and G to the left, G flat. This one is G to the right, G sharp, and A to the left, A flat. This one is A to the right, A sharp, and it's B to the left, B flat. So those are the names of your black keys. Now let me address a couple questions that I commonly get. The first question is, do I call each black key by both names? No, you don't. Based on the context of the music and based on what key you're in, which we'll talk about a little later, which doesn't refer to these keys, it refers to the key signature of the song. Based on whatever that key signature is, that will tell you whether this is a C sharp or D flat. Okay, and it's not wrong to call it the other name, it's totally fine. But in the context of the key signature that we're in, we're probably going to use one or the other. I hope you enjoyed this video. The clip that you just watched is from my course called Beginning Worship Piano. If you would like to learn more about how to play worship piano from a heart of worship and love for Jesus, check out my online lessons and courses at adorationmusicacademy.com.